Hi, good evening, dear friend. This is Efrat from Jerusalem. Thank you again for being here, being with us in this vigil. Today, I would like to tell you about a movement which called the Spiritual Movement for Peace, which founded in 2014 here in Jerusalem in Israel. I heard about them only last week, but it's a very important movement according to bring new ideas and throw away all the old structure and thought forms. And the main idea is to bring together organizations who want to improve the cooperation between different groups in the Israeli society, although to cooperate with organizations all over the world, non-political, but with the main idea of bringing peace and a new language, a new words, not to use the old terms of conflicts and how they explain the situation, but actually also to bring or to invent a new language. Thank you.
Wow, this is really good news, Efrat. I mean, it's here since 2014, and I haven't heard also about it. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so I will bring something something um, about the quality of what is happening today through my lens. At the culmination of this Pluto-Mars opposition, the tension in the world is increasing. And here in the Middle East and in Israel, we are expecting a promised retaliation of the Iranians. We're really waiting for it. Like, is it going to happen before the elections in the United States, which are going to be tomorrow? Will it be after? It's quite a suspense. And I think that the whole population is in suspense. In the meantime, we are all going along with our lives and the challenges and the joys. And I'm glad that Efrat, you brought this spiritual movement for peace on the on our screen. I will share a little mere life event and casual thoughts that reflect our reality. Yesterday evening, I decided to prepare my shelter just in case. So every modern apartment building in Israel has a kind of safe space, a shelter built of reinforced concrete with metal shutters, absolutely hermetic, to protect you from unfriendly projectiles. Yeah. So while I was toiling to practice closing those heavyweight shutters, I thought about those many places that don't have shelters. So many Arab villages here in Israel don't have shelters. Jewish villages, have maybe one shelter for the whole population. It's a public shelter, agricultural fields, and others. And those many, many places and humans on the other side who are undergoing the horrors of and the devastation uh, and the destruction caused by warfare weaponry with no shelter.
Yeah.
So I hold them in my heart. I hold them. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, Helen. There's this sense of suspense in the whole world now, waiting for the USA elections on the one hand, and on the other hand, this shift in consciousness that is going on probably in each human being on this planet is continuing. This shift into a different, not yet known multipolar world. And we see in the Middle East, for example, how several Arab states are juggling very carefully between their alliance with the West on the one hand and the local um, growing demand to take a stand on Palestine. And also this invitation to join this evolving economic opportunity of the BRICS alliance. So all is in fluctuation, and everybody is confronted with new options and new choices, complexities, and new ideas. And so what we can do is to hold space for that and to keep the mental space well stocked, let's say, with new and doable ideas which may be picked up. And of course, by our own effort to discern and to think more clearly about the situation, we may help those that are within the whirlpool with less clear view. Okay, so let's start our work. Let's just settle into our body. Into this inner silence. Grounding. Getting in touch with our heart. Focus our awareness in the center of the head. And being aware of ourselves as a soul in incarnation. And coming together now in the group heart. And being connected also with our co-workers in all nations. Bringing our minds together into this telepathic field of our shared group mind. And standing together as souls in the will to peace. And as a group, let us attune with our higher co-workers who guide this work. Letting our group heart tune with the vibration of all-inclusive love, with the energy of grace, golden love. And fill our group mind with the light of discernment. And stepping now into our service function on behalf of the Middle East, standing at the midway point between the higher forces and the condition on the ground. And turning our eyes now to this condition, to the Middle East. Getting first of all an overall sense of this area, this field of consciousness, mainly Arab Muslim, seeing it for a moment in the wider planetary context, placing it in the world map, getting a sense of this specific field of consciousness. Arab Muslim world. And now within it, let us focus on, on the Palestinians in these various areas, in Gaza, in the West Bank, and also within the borders of Israel, in Lebanon, in other Muslim countries in the Middle East. And trying to get a sense of the Palestinian field of consciousness with all these different groupings, subpersonalities, struggling to find its sense of self as a collective living entity. Palestinian people. And now turning our awareness to the Jewish population within the Middle East, getting a sense of their struggle, their problem to find their place among the neighbors. Getting into right relationships with these neighbors. And let us take a moment to observe all three together, these three fields of consciousness and their interaction. And remembering, the more we release judging, the more we will be able to understand this complexity. And returning now our focus to the midway point between the condition on the ground and the higher realms. And within the aura of our higher co-workers, let us open now our awareness towards the divine plan, towards the intended design for the Middle East. Taking now a moment in silence, using our finest intuitive sense. Intended design, the potential for the Middle East. Allow our higher co-workers to impress us with a higher vision. Continuing now to hold this higher vision, and at the same time be aware of the condition on the ground and bringing both into relation now, the intended design and the outer condition in our group awareness. And visualize the energy starting to flow between them. See and sense a shaft of pure golden white light, broad and brilliant, flood West Asia. See a huge column of light pouring through all planes. Hold this column steady in the will to peace. See soul light flooding the mental sphere. And visualize the mental forces of the area slowly aligning to this higher, more inclusive soul vision. Recognizing that it must be one vision, only together can peace be built. One inclusive vision. And see the soul light pouring into the emotional sphere of the Middle East, touching hearts, gently offering the remembrance of family, of being of one origin, of having to work this out together. And see the light now pouring down into the etheric physical plane, penetrating into the earth, pulsing this ongoing disintegration of the old stuff, these separative patterns. And just holding now this pillar of light, observing the transmuting process within it on all levels and in all these collective entities, Jewish, Palestinian, and Arab Muslim. And sensing and welcoming these shifts of consciousness that are underway. Breaking open this old stuff. And let us invoke the higher forces to help in this transmuting and releasing process. We invoke the Lords of Liberation, and we visualize them issuing forth, destroying the old hindering separative forms. Let light and love and power and death fulfill the purpose of the coming one. The will to save is here. The love to carry forth the work is widely spread abroad. The active aid of all who know the truth is also here. Come forth, Almighty One, and blend these three. Construct a great defending wall. The rule of evil now must end. Let us visualize conflict playing itself out towards eventual harmony. We envision the solar plexus intensity slowly lifting, redirecting towards the heart. For all our relations. And holding this intention, we sound forth now the great invocation in Hebrew and in Arabic.
מנקודת האור אשר בדעת אל, יזרום האור אל דעת האדם. ירד האור על פני האדמה. מנקודת האהבה אשר בלב האל, תזרום האהבה אל לבבות אנוש. ישוב מורה עולם על פני האדמה. מהמרכז שבו נודע רצון האל, תנחה תכלית את רצונות אדם. תכלית אותה מורי האנושות יודעים ומשרתים. מהמרכז, אשר נקרא המין האנושי, תוגשם תוכנית האהבה והאור, ויחתם הפתח אל הרע. יהי רצון, ויחדשו אור אהבה ועוצמה, את התוכנית על פני האדמה. אמן.
من نقطة النور في العقل الإلهي ليشع النور في عقول الناس وليهبط النور إلى الأرض. من نقطة الحب في القلب الإلهي ليتسرب الحب في قلوب الناس وليرجع معلم الكون إلى الأرض. من المركز الذي تعرف منها إرادة الله لتقود الغاية إرادة الناس البسيطة، تلك الغاية والتي يدركها المعلمون ويخدمونها. من المركز الذي ندعون بالجنس البشري لينتج تسمين الحب والنور، ويختم على الباب الذي يقيم به الشر، ليجدد النور والحب والقوة التسمين على الأرض. الله أمين.